My home was waiting with an open arms for me to go back and remember who I am. But my home was waiting with an open arms for me to go back and
So I think that what we're saying here is never discard who you are, what you are, what you have as a people. It is meant to do you good.
Yes. Yes. When we are talking about sustainability, innovation, it doesn't exist outside of one's culture. And naturally, it's something that exists in one's culture, in one's language. If such things come from another culture, it is mostly due to colonization
And also transfer of policy transfer or transfer
of knowledge. Yes. Science, tech, they are intergenerational. So a key problem we are facing in African society is that we've not been able to transfer knowledge from across generations. All the great achievements that our ancestors made in the ancient eras, many of them we've left them to rot. In fact, most of them they've actually died.
Now that is a good one to go into. Why is that? I must confess, I'm not playing ignorant here of the impact of colonization, slavery, and that, invasion on our culture, on our land, people, and it's been years.
Yeah.
And that abandonment definitely would happen, and we have Stockholm syndrome, which is just preferring the things and ways and manner, thinking, food, culture of our colonial masters. But we now have the opportunity to bring all of this back to fore. But why is it that it seems like we aren't really there? Because some of the things people would say is, if we have all the systems you're talking about, if we brought some kind of, existence and it is holistic, can it still not help to solve modern day problems that we face on the continent?
The key problem we face in African societies is that most of us are disconnected from our roots. The majority of people, they are not, they don't have a good knowledge of their history.
I don't want to cut you, but that is a good place to say that is what Ajemi Kwesi is all about. Yes. Remembering who you are. Yeah. It never left you.
Yeah, that is what the Ajemi Kwesi brand. That is why we actually love this kind of projects, and I really support it with all my might.
Thank you.
If you remember ourselves, we know our history, know about the Orisha. Isheshe is our native culture and tradition. We're able to know what our ancestors had done, what they did in science, tech, politics, all spheres of life. And we'll be able to build on their achievements, improve on the strengths, and correct the weaknesses. So that is basically transfer of knowledge across generations. Knowledge transfer. But if we don't know ourselves, we are disconnected from we think Ifa, Ishu, Oshun, they are demonic, they are evil, because the Europeans, they deceived our forefathers, and they actually give us this wrong, false narrative. We will not be able to develop as a people. We will know our history, and we have so many monuments in Africa, so many artifacts that we can actually we can tap into to develop our societies. But now our ancestors were the ones that developed these great systems. So if we don't do our best to learn about our history, value our indigenous and culture, our native culture and language, these systems, they may actually become extinct during our own time. Because it's like we are using the internet now. Now, some people invented the internet we are using, and they now pass that system to their descendants. And because of religion, colonization, and the likes, the children could not now sustain that system and keep it alive for their own children. That is basically what we are facing in Africa. The Orunmila had developed Ifa as an ancient internet. It's a super internet, a superior kind of the modern internet. And our forefathers, they kept that technology, that big tech. In fact, it's a big tech. They kept it alive for thousands of years. Now they pass this knowledge to us. It is our duty to make sure that this knowledge, we improve on it, we keep it alive, and also pass it to our children. So yeah, that's the transfer of knowledge. That is majorly what cultures like countries like China, this top 10, they can be Japan,
G7 or more of that they call them the superpowers.
Just take even with children, they know the basics about their culture. They know the difference between Allah, Olodumare, Yahweh. Basics about their culture. They know who Buddha is. A Chinese person know who Buddha is as distinct from Allah. They don't even know who Olodumare is and they don't care. Many of them are atheists and they are living fine. So you can live fine by learning about our culture. We don't even need all these religions, all these foreign religions. We just know about our culture, learn about Ifa, the Orisha. Also do modern science, modern tech, any area that we like. Ifa will show us, oh, this is the path that you can have, you can demonstrate greatness, whether it's STEM or not. Ifa is always there to guide us, because Ifa has guided our ancestors for eons. For eons. Many cities in many countries many cities that are still existing in Africa today and did not die, in Yoruba land especially, it was Ifa. Our ancestors used Ifa as a machine, as a big tech to guide them. Oh, should we settle here? Ifa will tell them, oh, this place is going to give you, if you don't settle here, you should settle in so and place, because Ifa had foreseen, Ifa has the data of that area. The present, the past, the present, and the future. And
excuse me, and to even interject, if I don't know about any other story, I know about that in terms of Olumorok.
Yes. Yeah, please go ahead. I would like
to... the story has been that it was long prepared for settlement during the war around Ogun State. It wasn't called Ogun State then. And that rock, Olumorok, had long been preserved. So it wasn't a case of when the war started or when the mischief started, they were now looking for a place. It had been identified long before. So it had been prepared, as part of a refuge place or a place of sojourning or a place of actually planting the army to be a part of that. And it is still in existence.
That is
and that is part of the story of Lishabi.
I just wish our people could really understand this. It's like you are driving in your car, you have a GPS, a Google map. That is exactly what as a big tech for our ancestors. They are going into areas that they didn't know. Forest, where we have all kinds of animals. If I would tell them, oh, so and so, when you are going there, you are going to meet this kind of challenge. This is what you are going to do. Do this energy exchange. Once you do it, there are forces that will stay with you.
And the very funny thing, when we actually talk about
solve the problem.
When we talk about Ifa and when we talk about being able to project and know, we all want to know. We want to know what would happen. We want to avert evil. We want to be on the side of peace. We want to prosper. And that is why we're seeking. And it is literally in our hands to find out and be able to work with that GPS, like you say. And they've told us that it doesn't work. And we've agreed and believed, guys, we need to change our own thinking around our own stuff and what is cogently ours. I want to quickly go to more things because I can talk to you forever. And I wish I could keep you forever because that knowledge is deep. 2 things I would talk about before we wrap up. So, in today's world, AI is rapidly taking over. What is the space of Ifa, the Black people, African people, Yoruba people? What should be our role in this time and age around that? And then the second question I would also want to ask you would be, what is cooking with CenProject?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we are in the AI era now, era of intelligence. So in Yoruba, we call intelligence Ogbon. So we should know as Yoruba people that Ogbon is native to Ile-Ife, to our culture, and that's what we call Ifa.
Yes.
When I was talking about Ogbon, Imo, Oye, we are referring to Ifa. That's the collective name. Ifa is used as a collective name for it, and is our ancestor in Ile-Ife. So even Igbo people that are saying they developed in the field of intelligence probably in the 1950s, in the 90s and the likes, we actually had a Ifa that is embodying, that is actually the energy or intelligence in human from in flesh that lived in ancient Africa, in ancient Yoruba land. So that means we should actually be at the forefront of AI, because we have Ifa is super intelligence. There is no intelligence that anybody can develop today that can match Ifa as a system. It is not possible. We look at the Ifa has been existing based on my own research. Ifa has been existing from the beginning of time. From if today now the age of the Earth is over 4.5 billion years, and if you study Ifa will give you the data of the beginning of time, how Earth was created as a sentient being, also as a system. Ile Aye as different from Aye. Ifa will tell you that there is Aye, there is also Ile Aye. Ile Aye is home of a person, an entity, an human, a female that is called Aye. If I will tell you, they use so and so to be that they use stars that Aye, and like they came from stardust or from Ekpe. You cannot get this. This is origin of life. You can't get that anywhere. That is super intelligence. So if you are talking about intelligence today, as Yoruba people, we should know that we actually have an edge over these Europeans. If you can just go back to our roots, learn our native culture, also learn the modern education system, and all these open problems in science, in field of intelligence, problem of AGI, ASI, you just see that they're actually poorly formulated frameworks. I've always said they're actually poorly. People that are formulated, they don't understand consciousness deeply. So if you want to know what is intelligence really, not just so you want to know it at the ontological level, at the essence.
Very well, you were going to say that.
Then that is Ifa.
Yeah.
Ifa will tell you this is this is actually what that thing is gone. Not, excuse me for mixing that.
No, you're free
what
to do that.
Is, what should we Kakoma describe? Western science describes. They will tell you, this is how. How. Now, what is ontology? They don't have that. That is a key gap in Western science. And all the technologies they are inventing, this gap is reflecting there.
My home was waiting with an open arms for me to go back and remember who I am. But my home was waiting with an open arms for me to go back and remember.